Good afternoon, Lake Braddock. Today is Friday, February 24th.
I'm Yasmin Tanyu.
And I'm Grace Dickinson.
Welcome to the Morning Brew's February News Show. This month, we will be covering a variety of stories from the Teen Mental Health AIDS course to our gymnastics team's second state win. Let's get the news brewing.
In the wake of increasing threats to school safety nationwide, the Morning Brew spoke with students and staff about Lake Braddock's safety measures.
Recently, some Virginia schools have faced deadly security breaches. This led us to wonder if our students and staff alike feel safe coming to Lake Braddock every day, and if our school is ready to prevent such tragedies.
I guess I kind of feel safe at school, but that's only because I've lived in this area for so long and nothing's really happened at any of our schools recently. But during the times we live in now, it is kind of scary to think about what could happen at school. I think our school is actually doing pretty well with safety policies, but there's obviously still a concern if they're still telling us every week not to open the doors for people.
Our resource officers do a very good job of making sure that we all are following the safety things that we need to follow, and along with Ms. Kern, she really does help with, she always tells us don't let people into the building. But I at the same time also feel that sometimes people, they do let people into the building, even if it's their friend. I feel like that's still not the best idea. And I know that they have started enforcing more and more about if you do open a door for someone, you get ISS. So I feel like at the same time, yes, I do feel safe. I feel like we have a very safe environment, but at the same time, not always when people are just sometimes letting their friends in. And I know that it's just their friend, but you never really know.
So as the principal, I directly supervise security with Mr. Cabrera, who is our security specialist. We have a lot of conversations with our security team around places where they need to be throughout the building. It is not, it is by design that they are in certain locations at certain times throughout the day. And so I think one thing that would surprise people to know about security is that our team has a plan down to who goes where at what times that is based on needs throughout the building.
If you could describe Lake Braddock security in one word, what would you say?
Important.
This has been Justin Evans, Grace Heberer, and Nyla Donahue signing off for the Morning Brew.
Last week, Lake Braddock's production of Into the Woods sold a record number of tickets. The Morning Brew went into the woods with the cast to see what goes on behind the trees.
On February 16th, 17th, and 18th, Lake Braddock Theater presented Into the Woods. The Morning Brew spoke to cast members to learn just how much work goes into putting on a show.
So much work goes into making a show, because even for just straight up plays, there's the sound crew, there's the lighting crew, there's the set and props crews, there's makeup and costumes, and there's so many other different subsections of those per what we need for a show. We've had very long shows before, but they haven't been musicals, and that requires an amount of stamina that I don't think I've ever had to have. And not just physical stamina, but the mental capacity to only have a 15-minute break in between an hour and a half of just straight up run-throughs. This is the first musical where I've had a part that sort of challenged me to the point of learning. I've learned so much from this role just because I've had to push myself so far to continue to improve.
The coolest thing that I had no idea about going into theater is how much goes on behind the scenes. If there's 20 actors in a show, there's 30 people doing all these other things. I have someone who I have to go to get my hair done, and a different person who helps me with my makeup. And I never fathomed that it's so collaborative. So, Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe was a lot of fun, and the hardest thing for me was memorizing lines. The musical, of course, the most obvious difference is it's a musical, but it's been easier to memorize lines because it's in song or rhyming or whatever. I think the main difference has been how much a part of the theater I felt. I'm really excited to see what everyone's reaction is going to be. Everyone's put in a lot of hard work for this show, and I think it'll be really enjoyable to kind of have that reach its culmination.
This has been Becca French, Ben Mills, and Lily Tran signing off with the Morning Brew.
Recently, Lake Braddock offered a series of seminars to help students become certified teen mental health aides. Morning Brew reporters Becca and Caitlin, who both went through the process, share their experience.
In mid-February, Lake Braddock offered a teen mental health aid program to allow students to learn how to help their friends in a crisis. We spoke to the teacher of this course to get more insight onto what this course actually is.
So, Teen Mental Health First Aid is a 3-day course, but it's 90 minutes over 3 days, and it reviews kind of the background around mental health challenges, but then also how to recognize warning signs and then enact an action plan with yourself or your friends to get help for them.
As students with mental health challenges, we sat down to discuss our thoughts on this course.
I think this class will open doors into a world that people don't really like to talk about. People don't really like to talk about mental health. And I think that's sad because a lot of people do struggle with it, and a lot of people do feel very alone in their mental health challenges.
I really liked the way she said this, Ms. Demers, is that she said that it's a mental health challenge. It's not an issue, right? Because a challenge is something you will overcome. It's something you can have a goal to reach, where an issue is something you need to fix, right? So I thought that was really nice, and it was really good to hear. And so I think having this class available to teenagers especially is important.
One thing I really liked that Ms. Demers said, she said we're all very resilient and we will be able to overcome any of these challenges. Everyone goes through challenges in life, and mental health is a big part of it. It's just like your physical health. You can have ups and downs. It fluctuates. But she really hit home the point that we're resilient and we are going to be better and it is going to be okay. But knowing people are there for you and people understand and you're not going through this alone can be very comforting and help the challenge get better.
Mental health, it's normal. It shouldn't be stigmatized. And if you're going through something, you can talk to us.
We will go ahead and put some mental health hotlines on the screen that you can reach out to.
Because even if we don't know you, we love you and we want you on this earth because you matter. This has been Becca French and Caitlin Halloran signing off with the Morning Brew.
Lake Braddock's varsity gymnastics team has been making big leaps this past season. Let's tumble into their success.
Lake Braddock's varsity gymnastics team has been working hard all throughout the winter season, and that hard work has paid off now that they are 2-time state champions. Let's hear some more about the season from the team.
This year, it's a perfect season. We won everything. Just won the district title by over 10 points. Going into regionals, we see pretty much the same teams that we saw in districts that are competitive. I started in 1985 when I coached the boys, and then took over the girls program 1988 and 89.
The season has been really good. We've been pretty strong. We've been undefeated with a few meets where we were a little bit more nervous, but other than that, we've had a really strong season. All of our underclassmen have been pulling out really good routines, and our seniors competing really well for us. My role as captain has been planning like spirit days and stuff, like when we were to school, and I got to design a lot of spirit wear. That was fun. And for all of our meets, we do like little ribbons, so I get to make those, and I made bows. So it's just been really fun, like seeing everything come together with the season and everything.
This has been Michaela Brennan, Natalie Gillum, Olivia Evans, and Lily Tran signing off for the Morning Brew.
Now to sports reporter Cullen Davis for the end of season report.
How's it going, Lake Braddock? I'm here with a post-playoff wrap-up for the winter season. Boys basketball was able to make it to the region quarterfinals but came up just short, falling to Edison. Girls basketball also made it to region quarterfinals but fell to West Potomac. Lucas Matheny placed first for his wrestling weight group in regionals. And Jeremiah Brown won regionals and broke the school record in the 55-meter dash. And now to the teams that got it done at states. The boys' 200 and 400-yard freestyle relay teams both won states, so great job to them. Josh Howitt won states and broke a state record on top of that in the 50 free. The girls' varsity gymnastics team managed to win states 2 years in a row. And shout out to Maggie, Zoe, and Maddie, who all are state champs in individual events. And that's it for the winter season. Stay tuned for updates throughout the spring season.
Well, the news is over and our cups are empty. See you next time on the Morning Brew.